Welcome to the CWC Podcast with your host, David Selby, Justin Reed, and Andy Horton.
Hello and welcome to the CWC Podcast. I'm your host, David Selby, and it's just me and you today. We don't have Justin. He had a work-related conflict this week, so we knew this was a good time for me to just go mano-a-mano with you today, and it's going to be a short one anyway. On today's show, we laid down the lineup for the very last Chuckwagon race of 2024, Halloween Havoc at Hurricane Mills, Tennessee. I also want to share that the funeral for Brandon Harp is being held this Saturday in Wilburton, Oklahoma at 2 p.m. Thoughts and prayers are with all the loved ones and the friends of the Harp family as they navigate a very difficult time. If you have not already, please subscribe and relive the ride at chuckwagonchannel.com, $11 a month. Or $99 a year, which saves you 25%. You can cancel anytime, but we need you to subscribe and support the Chuckwagon channel so we can keep doing what we love. Furthermore, if you want to sponsor the show or a show on the Chuckwagon channel, just reach out and I will send you the sponsorship information and you can review that and we can talk that through. This episode's coming to you on Thursday, October 24th, 2024, and there will be minimal editing because we don't have that scoundrel Justin here just polluting the air with his profanity. On the Chuckwagon channel, we've got all the races from Clinton up. The annual DVD is also going to be out before Christmas, and we are underway on the editing for Season 2 of the Great Wagon Race, which features the buckboard division. It's a great story. I'm really excited to share that with everybody. Right now, we are targeting the very start of 2025 to be releasing episodes. As we keep working through the editing and everything there, we'll keep you updated. And of course, we'll have trailers and promos and stuff like that coming out. So I'm very excited to start sharing that content because we covered it so well this year. And I just think everybody's going to be really happy with it. So relive the ride at the Chuckwagon channel. Also, just I guess a little update. We've got the 1836 stuff. We've almost got everything out from 1836, so heads up this week that will all be out. And then next week, our hope is to be getting Whiskey Ridge races done, and everybody will be able to enjoy that content. News and notes. As a follow-up on the board meeting from this past Saturday, I wanted to share all we really have to report is that they had the meeting. Some people showed up for the open portion, but that was very, very short. It was more of a dinner and fellowship there, and then I think that it was a closed meeting after that. But they did a good job of getting the word out ahead of that meeting. Issues were brought up; those were reported to the different board members, especially over different divisions, and they took those thoughts, those issues, and they were able to discuss those as a board. So if we hear anything else, we're going to let you know. But I'm just looking forward to the annual meeting, the banquet in January, where we all get together and see how 2025 is shaping up. We'll get to see the tracks that will or will not be slated for the year. There's been some rumors that a couple more will be added, and so that's exciting. I know that there's words out there about maybe a Chase Outlaw race. I don't know if that's coming next year or if if Chase is still going to be really concerned with his professional bull riding career. I will have to, honestly, I'm going to give him a call. I'm going to try to report that next week. I'm going to make a note right now. I want to make sure I get you guys that news next week, so stay tuned. And yeah, we'll get to see if there's any changes in rules or anything like that. So make sure you go to the banquet. I believe January 25th, I think, is when they're having it. All right. This weekend, like I said, marks the last race of the year, Halloween Havoc at Hurricane Mills, Tennessee. It's a cash race, so the racers will be chasing money and hardware. And when I say hardware, I mean belt buckles. It's shaping up to be a smaller race right now, and that's okay. What I love about the smaller races is you kind of get to see those diehard teams that show up. They're there to have fun, but they're there to compete. They know at a smaller race, they all have a chance of hitting that money and getting involved, getting a buckle or getting one of those prizes that they hand out. I think one of those like second or third place prizes at the summer race was they were like miniature cornhole boards. That was kind of cool. But the race in particular at Loretta Lynn's is it's fall, so the weather is so much more enjoyable. They pour that Halloween theme right into the ranch and all of the events going on. So you get to see kind of a different look on the Chuckwagon racing. I know that Saturday when the races are kicking off, you see all the teams flying out there with with their different Halloween costumes and things like that. And then I know that they have Halloween contests in the evening. They do have the Extreme Cowgirl race that's going on, or that competition. They've got concerts. They've got professional rodeo events going on in the evenings. It's a really enjoyable time. So if you don't have anything else going on this weekend, I highly encourage that you get over there and enjoy it. Last year they had a great turnout on Saturday. I remember, just from their local following there. If you ever go to their Facebook page and they have their events there and everything, you'll see they have a lot of people that follow them. So it's kind of a neat crowd that shows up just to see the races and be a part of the event. So again, I highly recommend getting over there. And right now I'm going to go ahead and jump into the teams that they have slated for this weekend. All right, getting into it. Halloween Havoc Chuckwagon races, the Big Horse Rubber Tire. You've got BS Racing facing off in Heat 1 with Half Breed. And then they're going to go into the 46 Mules, where they've got Woo Pow number 2 with a bye run as of right now. Heat 1, that is. And then Heat 2, Running Blind, Bad and Bougie versus Freight Train. Heat 3, Trump Train and Where's Robbie. Heat 4, Beautiful Disaster versus Woo Pow number 1. So we've got a nice showing for the 46 Mules. 46 Ponies. Also got 6 teams here. Heat 1, the Outlaws. Got the Pennington Clan showing up to take on, looks like the Morrisons here, the Western Junkies. My money is on the Outlaws. They have been killing it this year. Heat 2, Hot Mess Express taking on Hartwick Horseshoeing. Heat 3, Trump Train and Freight Train. Going to have a couple of trains facing off there. Hope we hear some noise coming out of those wagons. 52 Ponies. We've got a bye run for Full Throttle. And moving into Heat 2, Running Blind taking on Daddy's Money. Heat 3, KY Lightning, White Lightning. Kentucky White Lightning. KY, Kentucky. I got it. All right, Trump Train taking on Kentucky White Lightning in Heat 3. Heat 4, D&D Farms taking on the Outlaws. Julie Pennington going to be driving there. 52 Mules. Heat 1, Running Blind, Bad and Bougie. Christy Biggs going to be driving against Triangle S. Anthony Cossey. You guys just call me out when you see me if I'm pronouncing names incorrectly. And then we've got Heat 2 BS Racing taking on Running Blind. Robbie Biggs versus Van Daniel there. Heat 3 is going to be a bye run. Trump Train getting out there. Going to run them around. May not quite meet the 52-inch mark, if I remember right, for their little mules. Buckboard, Heat 1, Full Throttle Loca, taking on Half Breed. Glad to see we're going to have a good competition there. The Blankenship Clan taking on Jana. Running with Matt there, and JD going to catch them. Big Mules, Heat 1, Wide Ass Open number 1, taking on Foolish Pleasure. Shannon Mayo going to run against Zach Lyle. Heat 2, Sue's Pond, Jeff Clark taking on the Outlaws with JD Pennington driving there. Good deal. Okay. Heat 3, Total Chaos. We got Russ Mann taking on Triangle S number 1, Joe Stallings. Big Mules, Heat 4, we got Woo Pow taking on Trump Train. Heat 5, White Ass Open number 2, Shannon Mayo taking on Triangle S number 2, Heath Davis there. And we're getting to the Classic. We just got 2 here. Trump Train, Danny Wilson going to be driving against BS Racing, Justin Sipes. And we're going to round it out for the adult divisions here with the 4-Up Mules, Running Blind, Robbie Biggs taking on Trump Train, Danny Wilson. And in the youth division, in the Ponies, right now we've got Jagger Pennington, we've got the Mules, Beautiful Disaster, Coy Beth Lyle, Wee Pow number 1, Corbin Myatt, Wee Pow number 2, Clay Myatt, Bad and Bougie, Tinley Biggs, Outriders, Jagger Pennington, and Tinley Biggs. Go get her, Jagger. She's pretty fast. I think you can get her, though, man. Okay, that rounds out the race teams for Halloween Havoc at Hurricane Mills, Tennessee. Like I said, that's going to be a good race. It's going to be fun. The weather's looking good on the forecast. We're just a couple days away, so I'm excited to see everybody out there. Again, concerts. They got food trucks. They're going to have the rodeo, the costume contests. They're going to have a lot of stuff going on. So if you don't have anything going on, get down there. I'll be out there recording things. As always, I'm going to bring that to you on the Chuckwagon channel, of course. So stay tuned for that. And if you have not already, make sure you go and subscribe to Relive the Ride at chuckwagonchannel.com. And as always, guys, thanks for tuning in and supporting what we do. And we will see you out on the track.
Thanks for listening to the CWC podcast.